My friends, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to our channel. Yes, I have to fix the clock. Welcome to our live stream, friends. I'm always laughing at Jennifer. So I hope you guys are all doing well today. We're just going to check our sound here, and I am going to fix the clock as usual. As I've said a million times, I don't know why this clock widget keeps doing that, but yes, I have to fix the clock. No big deal. Sounds good. I'm going to try something different here, guys. I'm going to listen to the live on my little speaker here in my ear as soon as Jennifer turns down her volume so I can not be confused. I get confused pretty easily, so no big deal. There we go. Properties, timer. All right, we are 1 minute in on the live stream. Welcome, welcome, my friends. The camera looks good. Everything looks fabulous.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Perfect. I'm ready too, I think. I do believe. So guys, on this live, oh, Jennifer's already put a little chat in there. So on this, I'm not gonna, that's too annoying. So on this live stream, guys, we're going to talk about how we feel living here in Mexico compared to living back home in Canada. And I believe it's probably a little bit similar to the USA, but not all that much, really. Especially in the last few years. All right, guys, and we're going to carry on with this video. We'll take you for a little walk with us as we go out for Valentine's Day. This is shot just yesterday, and I smashed it all together here this morning. And a little bit yesterday. No, actually, I didn't do anything to it yesterday. This is all from today. From this morning. So I've been pretty busy, but this was, I just threw this together rather quickly, guys. So it's not going to be perfect. It's pretty live. It's pretty raw. So we're going to take you guys for a walk in the park with little Cece, as you can see. And we're going to go have some tacos at a pretty modest taco joint. And then we're going to check out a live band. Now, I did leave the music on for the band, so we'll see how that goes when the time comes and the music is playing. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, and we'll see if we are able to talk over top of it. So let me know how the sound is on your guys' end when that comes to play. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Drop us a comment, please, and thank you. Let us know you're out there. Don't be shy. So this park here, guys, is just a few minutes away from our house. Roughly about 15 minutes, right, babe?
Sure. I don't feel like it takes that long, but it could. It could very easily take that long. Yeah, we'll go with 15 minutes.
Yeah, roughly around 15 minutes. Hey, Carnival Cruise, welcome, welcome. Thanks for hopping on and saying hi. I know it's just about your bedtime back there in Florida. So this is where the band is going to be playing. We were a little bit early, as not too often, I guess. We're not very often, are we, early?
But we left early because we were hungry.
Yeah, we left early because we were hungry, yeah. So we're going to go grab a bite to eat, and then we'll come back and listen to the band for a few minutes. And like I said, I'll put the volume up for it, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for hopping on, my friends. Really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. That would be great. Please and thank you. So it was pretty busy out at the top of the hill here I didn't really shove the camera in too many people's faces, so, but it was pretty busy, and as the night went on, it got busier. So as we walked by the stage there, it was pretty quiet. When we come back after our tacos, it's quite busy. Quite busy. Yeah, it's just about our bedtime too. I think Jennifer's a little bit out of sorts. She's a little tired, I think. She's been working all day. She just hopped off the computer from work and hopped over to this chair in front of this monitor. So cut her some slack a little bit.
It's a very busy time of year. I can't wait for this month to be over.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for the month to be over for you as well. So, I see I'm a little bit glitchy there. Let me check this out here, guys. I'm gonna make us just a little bit bigger here. There we go. I thought I'd throw you guys in, or throw us, I should say, in the top right-hand corner this time to be a little bit different. And usually the camera's just pointing at the sky anyway, so I thought it'd be better in the top right-hand corner versus the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, from one screen to another. Yeah, exactly. And she's been sitting at the computer all day since, well, 10 o'clock, I guess. Hey, babe?
I don't remember.
10 o'clock this morning. She started at 10. 10 this morning, and it's 8
Yeah, because
o'clock.
I did laundry and I cooked breakfast. So I started
Oh,
later.
don't do that. You're going to make me yawn.
It's all right.
So here we are at this little taco joint here, and we were kind of concerned a little bit because there was nobody in there, and every other joint around that whole area was packed with people, like packed. And they wouldn't let the dog in the other places that we went to. We only checked out, I think, 2 or 3, or I think it was only about 2. But they had rooftop patios, or patios anyway, 2nd floor, 3rd floor patios. We wanted to try to get up top, but they wouldn't allow the dog. One place had a sign that said no dogs, so we didn't even bother asking since they had a sign. And then the other place we did ask, and they're like, no pets. So, and I was saying to Jen, I kind of think the reason they have that there in that area, the no pets, is because the park is there. So everybody's there with their dogs going to the park, and just to eliminate, a whole bunch of dogs being inside the restaurant, right? So, but the tacos were totally fine. So we thought, well, geez, kind of strange that there's no locals here eating, right? Where every place is busy. But as you see, it's a little bit of a modest place, and the places around there were kind of hipster. And as we've said before, Jalapa's quite a young crowd, so they wanted to go, to the fancier places since it is Valentine's Day. There was one other family in this restaurant, and that was it. There was a husband and a wife and a little boy or girl or whatever it was. I think it was a little boy. But hey, buenas noches, my friend. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on, Travel
Hola.
Donor. We really appreciate it. So along with playing this video, okay, so here we have, let's turn this up a bit and see how this goes before we carry on. Let's listen to this music for a minute. Let me know how you can hear it, guys. Oh, we'll see if we can hear this music here.
Mariachi concert, a free concert.
Yeah, it's a free concert.
And they have another free concert on the 29th. Jazz on the 29th. It was good, but I think because it was
I don't hear anything.
I think because it was Valentine's Day, they did a lot of love ballads, so it was a lot of slower music. And I'm used to mariachi being a little more upbeat. Not to say I didn't enjoy it, I did. It's just not the mariachi that I've experienced in the past. So, and I think that's because of the Valentine's Day theme. I guess if you want to hear the music, you'll have to watch out for the shorts because it's not working. And that kind of makes sense because the audio is coming from us, and it's the app isn't going to allow contradictory audio.
No, it is playing. I can hear it slightly. It was working.
It was playing and then stopped.
It's not very loud because I'm far away from the stage.
A continuación, una pieza hecha por el
There it
artista
is.
colombiano Fonseca en el año 2011 y perteneciente al álbum.
I had it turned down so
Esta canción
low.
es una canción muy bonita. Habla acerca de una serie de promesas que una
We're loving
persona hace a su
Veracruz,
ser amado,
travel droner.
pero a su vez también
We're feeling
refleja
like,
vulnerabilidad, ya que a lo largo de la canción
Well, we have a
y del
lot of
coro
Mexico
habla
to
de
explore yet. So if I had to choose
búsqueda de
between
reciprocidad
Veracruz
en el amor,
and the
y
Yucatan,
también el temor
I'm
a que
picking Veracruz,
se abandone. Y sin más
hands down.
prometo.
We're really loving, we're living in a very good location. We're in El Centro and everything is within walking distance, including this park where we're at. So, and this, I mean, you don't really see it in this video, but it's a very large park, very well suited for bikes. So it's 3 lakes kind of all joined together. A lot like the community that we lived in back in Canada. There was 2 lakes joined by pathways. So, and like in Canada, I'm pretty sure these lakes are man-made. You got to be careful or they will copyright strike it if the music is licensed. Yeah, we're familiar with that. Sometimes Daryl just lets it go, or he'll mute it. He makes the decision per video what he does with it. So our topic today is life in Canada compared to here. So let's start with the obvious one. Weather. Weather is the obvious one. Obviously, it's a lot warmer here. I have to say, so let's say you're having mild weather back in Canada, and it's 15 degrees here. I mean, that, you guys are you're thrilled. If it's middle winter at 15 degrees outside, you are happy. And you know what? Your furnace is kicking in at 15 degrees and keeping you happy. Here in Mexico, when it reaches 15 degrees, there's no furnaces. I don't even know if they exist. I'm sure you can get whatever you want if you want to pay the money, but they just don't exist. I know some places have chimneys, but I've never seen one, but I do know they exist. So I don't want to say it's colder here in Canada. It's different, that's for sure. And this apartment is very cold. Like, it's more often than not, it's warmer outside than in this apartment, which is we are going to be thankful for probably come summer because there's no AC. And I don't think AC is typical in this area of Mexico. I mean, I have seen them, of course, but it would be like back in Canada, we had an AC as well, but it only ran in the summer. But back home in Canada, this is how ACs are different between here and Canada. not strictly, but our AC back in Canada was hooked up to our furnace. Furnaces don't exist here, so it was central air, they call it, because it was hooked into the ductwork of the furnace. So, you know, depending what temperature you set it at, the AC would kick on. So, so it would be, if you had AC here, it would be like that. So it'd be just be during the summer months. So I'm thinking, what I'm trying to say maybe is that this area of Mexico is probably similar to some parts of Canada in the winter. We're not getting snow. Though there's been some mornings I'm like, it feels like it's gonna snow.
Yeah.
Good night, Carnival Cruise. Thanks for showing up. Sorry, I'm been ignoring us. Nice and colder there, right? Yeah, it's nice and it is colder. Yes, colder than Merida, I meant. Yes, I mean everything is going to be colder than Merida. That was so hot.
Yeah, have a good night, my friend. Thanks for hopping on and saying hi. Dropping a few comments, really appreciate it. I was just trying to listen to the music and trying to get the sound right. So from what I could hear, you could still hear Jen talking and you hear a little bit of the music in the background. I did have it turned up a little bit high at one point, but I could hear Jennifer quite well. I can hear the music slightly in the background. I don't know how it is on your guys' end, but I can hear it playing. It's only a few minutes of the music anyway, so I thought we would try to incorporate this into the live stream here. Oh, thank you so much, Carnival Cruise. Yeah, you guys have a good night too. Thanks for hopping on. Adios, hasta luego, God bless.
I just want to mention too, on our last live, somebody mentioned that they had troubles chatting, like they weren't able to get into the chat window of the live. I think that's just a what do you call it? A YouTube glitch, and because I have run into that in not on our lives, but on our when we used to premiere on our premieres. I would sometimes have a heck of a problem getting into the chat window, and I just kept trying, like closing it and going back into it in different ways until the chat window appeared, because I would just get a blank screen and no chat box. So if you're having troubles, you know, do what you want. You can just, you know, watch the video and not participate, or you can, you know, keep trying to get in so that chat window comes up. I really don't think it has anything to do with our app that we're using to live stream or anything like that, because as I say, before we were live streaming, when we were just premiering, I was having this issue. So, and also to make sure that you're actually playing the video and you're not like in the advertisement for the live. A lot of people leave comments in that thinking that they're going to be watching the live, but that's just an advertisement for the live saying, you know, we're going to be broadcasting at this time. So make sure you're actually in the live feed.
That doesn't come up anymore actually, but I think what happens sometimes, people make the mistake is they've got it on their phone, but they're not actually clicked on to the video, to the live stream. It's playing, they can see it and playing, but you can just chat into I don't know, what do you call it, just in the normal chat, like leave a comment, but you're not getting the live chat until you actually click on the live stream and open it up, or go directly to that person's YouTube channel and watch it directly from the channel, where you're clicking on it from the channel, and then the live stream should pop up. I thought the music was over there. I see it still playing. Hey, it's just about over anyway.
So we'll go back to our topic. We can move on to driving. Oh, just to punctuate what we're going to talk about.
I'm going to turn the music down anyway. So it was pretty mild music. You heard a little bit of it there. I don't know why I put it on. It was playing in the video when I was watching it. So anyway, no big deal.
Yeah, so we'll talk about driving differences. So they both have their hazards. In Canada, I'd say most of the hazards are weather related, like icy,
Yeah.
snow covered, that sort of thing. I'd rather drive on snow than ice, but driving on snow turns into ice. So, anyways, and also, but I don't know, and it's going to depend on what city you live in. But I think due to the amount of heavy trucks on the road, like the pothole situation could be pretty dicey sometimes. So the hazards here, of course, are less weather related, but they do exist. People drive with their lights off. Bicycles will cross highways. People will cross highways.
Yeah, I have
of course, the potholes here, they become caverns because they're not really dealt with.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
More often than not. So the road condition is a little bit different for sure. Most of the like all the paid highways are usually pretty good, but some of them have some pretty brutal potholes in them. Like we're talking craters, like Jen said. So I mean, yeah, you really have to be careful when you're driving with that. And then people on the road, like Jen said, bikes. My friend was driving back from Cancun. It was at nighttime. Riley, he told us a story, and he was coming home on the highway from Cancun, so the toll road. So he was probably clipping along, at 120 kilometers an hour, 130, and a guy on a bike darted out across the road right in front of him, and he had to slam on the brakes, and it was at nighttime. So thank God he never hit him, and nothing had happened. But just incidents like that. So I think he said he was even on one of those. I don't think it was just a pedal bike. It was like one of those
tricycles.
Yeah, like a tricycle bike, like one of those service bikes or whatever, right? Like hauling stuff, either hauling people or whatever. Maybe it was a
travel droner says animals too.
Yeah, animals too. Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
But that's a hazard in Canada as well.
Yeah,
It's
animals
just the
are definitely
different animals that you're. I think the animals that you would hit here probably wouldn't total your car, whereas some of the animals in Canada will definitely total your car.
Yeah, here it's.
Oh, he's talking about cows. So yeah, I guess
Yeah,
a cow would
cows.
total your car.
That's what I'm just gonna say. Like animals back home, it's mostly deer and moose. Are the big ones, right? Especially deer. There's a lot of deer in Alberta. Depending where you're living in Canada, but deer and moose are definitely a big factor. The smaller animals, I mean, they're not really going to do much damage to your car, and yeah, here that's what I've noticed is cows on the road as far as the big animal. There is deer here. I've seen deer right in Merida, So, but yeah, cows, goats, and people, dogs, The dogs here are so used to the traffic, like the street dogs, they'll just lie right in the middle of the road. Like in Chicxulub, when we lived there, the dogs would just lie right in the middle of the road, and everyone would drive around the dog sleeping in the middle of the road, just sprawled out in the sun. The dogs are so chill. If that was back home in Canada, the dog would be up and off the road as quick as possible. It wouldn't be on the road. I guess because the dogs here are so used to the traffic, they're like, whatever, go around me, and people do. They just drive around them. I've seen that lots in Chicxulub. When I was riding my bike, the dog would just be sleeping in the middle of the road, and all the cars are driving around him. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of difference living here, and there's a lot of similarities, right? Like we've adjusted pretty well to the
vlogs just popped in. Dogs and stupid people on scooters.
Yeah, stupid people on scooters. Yeah, the scooters
I
can
don't
be.
know if they're stupid or arrogant. Like I'm a scooter,
Well,
I can go wherever I want.
Yeah, they just if they can fit, they're going, right.
Yeah.
Wherever they can fit, they're going.
The road that brings us to us, the coming in to our street is one way, and our road is a one way as well.
I gotta plug this in. You can keep talking, babe.
So So we were walking home one day and we were about to turn down the road that brings us to this road. And a motorcycle went by and I'm like, something's wrong here. And I realized he's going the wrong way. But, you know, he's a motorcycle, so, you know, it's okay. He can get away with it. But yeah, I don't know if I had a scooter or a motorcycle that I would be taking those chances.
We don't let things bother us though. Like even back home, I mean, me and Jen are pretty chill. We take everything in stride, you know. Did I move the camera? No.
Not that
Bumper
I noticed.
thing. Yeah, we take everything in stride. We don't let things bother us, you know. If someone's playing loud, we haven't really experienced that too much. But I mean, if there's loud music or whatever, I'm a heavy sleeper, so no loud music is going to bother me.
Yeah,
you know, and
zero. Our neighbors, there's a musician in the building next to us.
Yeah, there's music playing over beside us all the time.
It's only during the day. It's usually in the morning and right around 5-ish that he plays. But he's really good, so I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's not like he doesn't do it late at night.
Oh, I forgot we had 2 suppers. We had 2 suppers last night. We just had 3 little tacos, and then we tried to go to this other taco stand here, and it was so busy. And they wanted us to wait so we could sit outside, and we're like, whatever. So we left, and then after we had our tacos and went back to the concert, and I said, well, I've still got the munchies a little bit. I mean, I could have another taco. So we went back there and we ordered these, and mine was soggy as heck. So I only ate one of them, so I only had 1 taco there. Anyway, sorry, babe. Hey, Keith, welcome, my friend, welcome.
Yep, we're missing a whole conversation here. Keith says, I noticed many snails and turtles on the road, as in slow drivers on the road.
Yeah.
And Doug says to Keith, I like the slow drivers in Alberta. In BC, they drive crazy fast. True, very arrogant, stupid scooters. Keith says to Doug, you can have them.
Hasta luego, travel donor.
I love driving fast. Edmonton drivers are probably the slowest I've ever been around anywhere in the world. Perth, Australia isn't much faster though. And Keith says to Doug, Montreal has the fastest drivers in Canada, I think. Never been to Perth, never been to Montreal. I've driven in BC, but I didn't enjoy it. Okay, I'm out. Enjoy the evening, guys. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. Hasta la próxima vez. Gracias por mirar y compartir. Adios. Yeah, so I don't know what we were talking about.
Driving. We were still on, that and where we're talking about the noise.
Noise. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, noise.
That was a chai tea. That was really good.
Yeah, this was a pretty cool place.
Yeah,
There's
so
another
and then
level
I
up
noticed
there.
last night there was like karaoke or something going on. Like it's a few blocks away, but they're higher than us. So it was when I let this dog out for a pee that I could hear it. But once the doors are all closed, and I don't really know why, because it's not like the doors are airtight, but like I wasn't hearing that in the bedroom. We have a neighbor downstairs. Like he's pretty quiet. I mean, but he's got a dog. But they're quiet enough. They're really not disturbing us.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Don't hardly know that he's even there.
We've never
Not very
really
often.
had an issue with noise wherever it is we live.
No.
In Chicxulub, we lived a few doors down from, like a half a block down from nightclubs, a whole bunch of nightclubs. But we moved before they opened. They were only opened
in the summer
in the
months.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had
That
any.
might have been a problem.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues with the noise, and even if we did, I'd be like, whatever, it doesn't bother
Yeah,
me.
so after our
Doesn't bother
two
me.
dinners, we stopped and had dessert.
Yeah, we went up here and had dessert. This was a pretty cool place,
We ate
actually.
a lot last night.
Yeah, I didn't drink all that, so that's chocolate and mocha
Mocha frappe.
frappe, yeah, and it was pretty delicious. But I didn't even finish it all. Me and Jen shared that, and between the two of us, we still didn't finish it. There wasn't too much left, but it was pretty good. And then we got some crepes. It was 3 for 1. So they
Three
had
for two.
3 for 2. So they had a special on. So we ended up with 3 crepes. We shared one and brought 2 home. So all the food that we brought most of it back home with us. So the
Yeah, 'cause
tacos
you
we
didn't
brought.
eat your tacos.
No, I had
So
one
my
taco
second
was
dinner,
sloppy.
So we had 3 tacos each for dinner, like a
Yeah.
proper dinner before the concert. And Daryl, as soon as he ate them, was like, "That's not going to be enough. I'm going to need to eat more." So okay.
Well, there was
and
nothing.
then we went to another taco place, and I ordered a quesadilla, which it was pretty small. So I
It was
call that more
small,
of a
yeah.
snack than a
Yeah,
dinner.
it was
But
small. It was good though.
yeah, it was really good. And you had 3 birria tacos, but they were not eating out in the open with your hands kind of meals, so you didn't eat them.
Yeah, well, I was full anyway. That one that I had after that, I was good. Well, I shouldn't say I was full because we went out for ice cream. Well, not ice cream,
Dessert.
but dessert. So, but that was a pretty cool place. I look forward to going back
we
there.
want to go back. There's like a whole bunch of restaurants in one. Did you already mention that?
No.
Yeah, so that dining area, there's like 3 or 4 restaurants in that dining area. And that's on one floor. I don't know if the other floors have different restaurants or the same restaurants. I don't know. We have to go back and check that out for you.
Yeah, we're going to go back there, yeah.
I thought it was a Sunday. No, it was a frappe. They really do up their frappes here. Like you find them everywhere. And yeah, that's usually what they look like when they do them.
Yeah.
I know that where we ordered from this place, like a coffee house kind of dessert place, I know that they had, on the main floor, they had like a smaller section, like I'm not even sure they had tables in it, but they were serving the same menu. So the floor that we were on had an Asian place, it had a fish place, and it
Yeah.
had this coffee dessert place.
Yeah, all in one.
Yeah, so, but we counted 4 kitchens, so I'm not sure what the
Yeah,
fourth
4,
kitchen
yeah.
was. I know-
The other one was just making the drinks, I think. I think one was strictly the drinks.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, one was, I think that one there that you see with the bar there was designated specifically for the drinks, I think.
Our drinks didn't come from there, though.
No, our drinks didn't come from there, no. No. Oh,
Speaking
Loves
of
Loud Cars. Oh my God. Welcome, my friend. Thanks for hopping on.
Yes, we enjoyed the food. We ate a whole lot last night, and we enjoyed it.
Well-
Speaking of mocha frappes, I'm going to make a hot chocolate with cream instead of milk.
Yeah, that's I
Oh,
give,
right, it's the
I give
whipping
it,
cream,
the whipping
yes.
cream. Yeah, I give him the big thumbs up on that one. Yeah, you're gonna have to go for a jog or at least a walk around the block after you have that, though. That's pretty rich. No doubt about
That
it.
was a very busy street.
Yeah,
that
it was
night-
very,
last night.
very busy there.
Super
Yeah,
busy.
really cool place. There was a lot of young
A lot
people.
of places to eat there. Like
Yeah.
that must be the White Avenue of Jalapa, maybe? There
Yeah,
was a bunch of restaurants and
kind
bars
of.
and
Could
stuff.
be. Yeah. Yeah, it could very well be.
Yeah.
Definitely a busy little
yeah, so
area.
that building though, thankfully, like the second taco place wouldn't let us in with the dog either, but they had like a bench outside of their restaurant that they would have let us sat at. That's why we were eating in the park, because they wouldn't let them in. But the building that it was in, they let us go up with the dog.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and you know what? I honestly didn't even ask at that place. I
No,
find when
and
you
you know
stop
what?
and ask, they often say no. If you just go in and sit down, they don't stop you.
Well, another thing, we keep forgetting to pull our Cece's card that we have for him, because what's her name asked, well, why didn't you use his emotional support card? We keep forgetting
Yeah,
about
we
that.
do. We do.
Yeah, we keep forgetting about that all the time.
Keith
So we
is
gotta-
asking us, Jennifer and Daryl, it's true, tons of fat in that, but it hits the spot.
Yeah, it hits the spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
of
'cause
course,
you were
like,
super full after a few sips.
oh yeah, yeah. I was stuffed last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was glad we walked home. I really like this park. It's very big. It's a big park, and it's perfect for riding a bike. We're a little bit concerned about the biking because of the hills and that for Jennifer, but that park is perfect. We'll go down there lots. So the video that's dropping on Friday tomorrow is us going out in this park in the daytime and going around. So it's a short video, only about 20 minutes. I've got it narrowed down to 20 minutes, and then on Sundays, live, or not live, but unedited video, it's the second part of the park, because there's 3 lakes there, and we only went around the 2, so you're going to get a little snippet of inside the park there at the end of this video here. So if you stick around to the end of the live stream, you can check that out.
So there's more going on here. Doug says to Keith, no offense to Montreal, but that is one place I have no interest in ever seeing. I think I probably have to agree with you there.
Yeah, I have no desire to go there. I mean, I would have loved to have explored Eastern Canada, like Ontario, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland.
Not Ontario, but the Maritimes.
The Maritimes, yeah.
And then Keith says to us, don't drink the entire hot chocolate at once. Takes me a half a day, 1 cup of cream, so maybe 70 grams of fat. Wow.
Toronto I have no desire to go to, and I don't think Loves Loud Cars really did either, but his son is there, so he's there helping his son. So, but to see Niagara Falls, that was definitely on my bucket list to go, but I don't know if it'll ever happen now, but oh well. Say la vie.
I don't know. I'm the most impressed. Okay, I've never seen Niagara Falls, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think I've been most impressed with Athabasca Falls. Certainly not as big as Niagara Falls, not as high, but the power and the force behind those falls was pretty impressive. And to see it too frozen in the winter.
Yeah.
You'll never see Niagara Falls frozen in the winter.
Mm-mm.
So, it's a whole other beauty. Keith says Montreal is my favorite city in Canada. Well, that's because you've been there. So I'm sure if I was there, I would love it. But I've never been there. So, and I just don't have... And that's not the only place in the world I don't care to see. Like, New York is not on my bucket list.
I would like to go to New York, just to say I've been there.
I would only want to see Rockefeller Center at Christmas to see the Christmas tree. So...
I want to go to Central Park.
If we are flying and we happen to stop in New York City, like a layover in New York City or a change planes in New York City or something like that, then yeah, I'd spend a day or two. But I don't think it'll ever be a destination for me.
Yeah. So what are some other things like compared to Canada? So we talked about the driving.
Yeah.
The food. I wanted to talk about the food. So I believe, just my opinion, I think the food here is cleaner and healthier. And it's definitely more flavorful. I mean, there is good restaurants in Canada, don't get me wrong. But here, I really like the food here. And even in the USA, I like the food in the USA. I love dining out. There's just such a variety. The food in USA is even better than Canada. I think Canada, out of the 3 countries that I've been to, out of those 3 countries, I think Canada's probably got the worst food.
I don't know. I didn't really care for the food in the U.S.
I did. I liked the food in the U.S.
The rules in the U.S. are different. Obviously, because that fast food is.
Well, not necessarily the fast food. I'm talking when we're in Vegas, when we go eat out at the nice restaurants. We went to Chef Ramsay's place and
high-end places in Canada. We'd love them too, but we don't.
Well, we've been to a few.
Not many, and we love them.
Yeah.
But okay.
I just think overall, I think the food is better here, and I think the food is better in the USA. And I think Canada would be the last on my list. That's just an overall general analogy. My opinion, that's it. And I do believe that the food is better here. Definitely it's fresher. What's that?
I disagree. You can have your opinion, but I disagree.
Yeah, well, no, that's okay. I mean, that's what life's about. We can disagree. Not a big deal. I'm not going to get mad and stamp my hands and my fists or anything.
We should maybe get back to the conversation here.
Yeah, Canada is no longer free. We know that. And the USA is getting less free as well.
Okay, so Montreal is my favorite city in Canada. Doug says, I have seen videos and photos and it's amazingly beautiful, but there's racism against English speakers turns me off. I can't comment to that because I haven't been there.
I've heard that before about
Love's Loud Car
Quebec.
says, now I can say that I've been there. Niagara Falls was better than I expected. So that's good to know.
Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your longer videos there, Nathan.
And Keith agrees with Doug and says, I'm with you that as are many, I agree with you, there aren't many English speakers in Quebec. The language baloney is a big turnoff there. And then, see, Keith says, agrees with me, New York is overrated. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't want to live there. And having seen it many times, I'd rather go elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to live in New York. I worked with a girl, well, she was my boss. Her dad owned all of Sherlock Holmes, Margot. But anyway, she would go there quite often because she loved shopping there. And she said how much she loved it and whatnot. And even before I talked to her about New York, I always had a desire just to go there to say, hey, I've been to New York. I wanted to go to Central Park. You know, Jennifer wanted to go
Rockefeller Center.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not be all end all that I want to be there. I just thought it would be cool just to go there and check it out and check out Central Park. That was the only reason I wanted to go there. But yeah, I definitely would not want to live there.
No.
Definitely would not. But you know, even Mexico City, we were talking about that earlier, and we don't want to live right in Mexico City. Like, we are going to go closer to Mexico City, but the chances that we're going to be right in Mexico City are pretty slim to none. We're going to be on the outskirts of the city, so I mean, we're still going to be in a bigger area than Jalapa, but yeah, we're not going to be right in the heart of the city where Jorge's father lives. So, but we're going to be close enough where we can go for the day into the city and go downtown and explore and show you guys more of Mexico City in that area. We do hope to get over to Mexico City this month. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I would really like to go there this month before the month ends, but we'll see how it goes.
Keith's got a comment that I want to reply to. He says, my favorite food in Canada is the seafood on the West Coast and maybe the beef in Alberta. So I'm not going to comment on the seafood part. I'm not the biggest fan of seafood. In Canada, I pretty much just didn't eat it. Well, shellfish I ate, but the fish, no. Salmon is like the worst food in the world to me. But anyways, I want to comment on the beef because Alberta beef. So many of you know that I studied here in the 90s, in 1999. Ralph Klein was the premier of Alberta then, and Alberta and Mexico were collaborating on agriculture, specifically beef. So you can get pretty good beef, depending on where you are, you can get pretty good beef. And I remember at the time when I was studying in Guadalajara, Ralph Klein was in town and they were having some sort of meeting, luncheon, whatever. And we, as exchange students from Alberta, were invited to this. So we all, dressed up in our fancy clothes, were rubbing shoulders with politicians, etc. And we got in a cab and went there. And then as soon as the cab drove away, I realized my purse was inside of it. So I never made it to the luncheon because I was tracking down my purse.
Oh, jeez.
Which I did get back the next day, by the way. The taxi driver was honest enough, brought it back to me with my 200 pesos still in it, which I gave to him. So that was I did meet Ralph Klein when he was mayor of Calgary once. But, that was my missed chance to rub elbows with the premier. And, but yes, it was about this agricultural meeting of the minds thing. So, and I've had some very excellent wheat steak in Mexico. So.
Yeah, the beef here is really good. I really like the beef here. I find the meat really lean here. All the meat is lean.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and I do eat
even the bacon.
I do eat fish here.
Yeah, very little fat. Very little fat. But as far as the beef, I mean, Alberta beef is definitely, top-notch AAA. You know, you get good beef in Alberta for sure, no doubt about that. But I do find the beef here pretty good, as long as you can find a good cut here. Because a lot of sometimes it seems like it's hard to get a good cut here, but as far as the beef goes here, I've had some
restaurant. You can get a good cut.
Yeah, oh yeah, you pay for it.
We went to in Quatapec on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah,
excellent steak.
Yeah, I've had some good steaks here for sure. Really good steaks here, and I find here the chefs know how to cook the steaks. When you say medium rare, you get your steak medium rare, not raw. Or if you say medium, you get it medium where it's pink, you know. So, knock on wood, you know. So far, I've had pretty good luck ordering steaks here. So, I did have some chewy steak not too long ago in a taco. That wasn't, I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it was a torta, yeah. In my torta, it was pretty chewy. So, but other than that, that was in a torta, it wasn't a steak, so.
We do love to talk about food on this channel. So.
Yeah, we do love to talk about food.
Love flood cars. Says Quebec City is pretty nice, and I've heard that. Keith says more about New York City is one of those self-touted great cities. It's dirty, impersonal, crowded, and expensive.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Good
dirty.
point.
Well,
I do like many native New Yorkers, though. They are very friendly, and when you get to know them, they are direct and say what's on their mind.
my kind of people.
Yeah. And he loves salmon. And then Loves Lark Car says, do you prefer Alberta or Mexican beef, Jen? Honestly, because of the way it's cooked, like in Canada, I did not order steak in a restaurant because I was tired of spending so much money to get a steak that was not cooked how I wanted it. So I just let Daryl cook my steaks at home. So yeah, there was a period of years where I did not order steaks in Canada, but I will order it here. So I'm gonna have to say I like it better in Mexico.
Yeah, there was quite a period there back in Canada where Jennifer would order steaks, and every time it was like it just wasn't cooked properly. So usually it was raw.
And I mean they charge so much for a steak there. Like I'm not paying for this price for this food. So I stopped ordering it because I was just thoroughly disappointed and I was tired of it.
And another great thing that we love about Mexico compared to living back home in Canada, when you go out, I mean, you see it a little bit in Canada, but I don't know, I guess it depends where you are, but I know where I've been in Canada, you don't see as many families out and about as you do here. Everywhere you go, there's families out doing stuff together all the time. You can't leave your house without seeing families out doing stuff, you know, like, and not in a mall, like they're out in the park, or you know, and everyone's not just staring at their cell phone, you know, they're out, dad is playing, you know, they're not like this, you know, the dad is content and playing with the children, and you know, you used to see that lots back home, you know, but here you see it all the time where the family values is very, very strong here, very, very strong. You see lots of people out enjoying life, lots, and not just mom and dad, like, you know, they got grandma and grandpa with them and aunts and uncles, you know, there's like 8, 9 people sometimes, you know. So I really enjoy that, and it's really nice to see, you know. So I don't know, like where I've lived.
I didn't know you did this with the camera when we were at the park. I didn't know you set it up like this.
Oh yeah, we were just having a beer here. So Jen tried to get just a natural water, but they didn't have any. And I was kind of craving a beer. It was after lunchtime, so I hadn't had a beer in a while. And it was a pretty good price. It was
35 pesos.
Yeah, for a Victoria?
Yep.
Yeah, 35 pesos or 34.
Yeah. It was a coffee shop, so you had a choice of
so we
coffee
both,
or Victoria beer.
Yeah, so we both had a beer and just sat and people watched life go by in the park here, and I just set the camera up. So yeah, it was nice. We really enjoyed that day. So this was the day before, this was on the weekend, yeah. So I think it was Saturday or Sunday And then Valentine's Day was yesterday. Happy belated Valentine's Day, everybody. So yeah.
Do you know where Dougie P. Vlogs is? Because he says nothing can beat Alberta beef. I feel like he's American though.
No, Dougie's Canadian.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's the one that's in Merida right now.
Yes, he just moved to Merida.
Okay.
Yeah. Dougie just moved to Merida. I don't know if do you have your green card, Doug, or are you guys just winging it? I put him on this spot there.
Snowbird.
Snowbird.
No, I'm wondering, is he
No, I think
temporary resident or is he a snowbird?
No, I think they sold everything and they moved to Merida for now. Yeah, he's from British Columbia. Yeah.
Why did I think he was American?
I don't know, because he was in Vegas for a while traveling around. So, okay, so we discussed the differences of food,
Cost of living.
family. Yeah, we can do cost of living a little bit. Everything is done. That's another thing. Yeah, we already
price
knew.
Between Canada and Merida, nominal. Sure, there's things cheaper, but you know, when you look at the bottom line, I think we were paying probably the same.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much difference. The way for our life, anyway, for our lifestyle, we were going more though. Like we were doing more stuff, but bottom line, there really wasn't that much difference. But as everybody knows, we didn't move to Mexico because we think Mexico is cheap. You know, that was the furthest thing from our mind when we were planning our retirement in Mexico. We weren't moving here because it was cheap. We're moving here because we love the culture, we love the people, we love the food, we love the weather, you know, the family values. And I've said before many times, I still want to do a video of this. Someone, Miss Dougie, you can steal it, but whoever's watching can steal my idea. But Mexico is like going back in time. It really is, right? It's like going back in time. Like, I seen a guy on the street the other day, and I wanted to take a video of him, but there were so many people around. He was on a bicycle, and he had a knife sharpener built into, you know, with the wheel, you know, where he could take the chain and put it on the stone to spin the stone. So put his bike to make it so it's stationary, right? So he'd carry a little rack around with him, and yeah, sharpen the bikes with his. Like, how old school is that? Like, that's something you would see back in the 60s or the 70s, right? You know, and people riding around in the back of the truck and, you know, all over with no helmets on. And yeah, I just love it. Love it. Freedom. Freedom. Yeah, he grew up in Belize. That's right. Yeah.
Born in BC and grew up in Belize.
Yeah, born in BC, grew up in Belize, yeah, because he speaks Spanish. But I hear his wife correcting him quite a few times on his videos with his Spanish. Well, maybe it wasn't his wife. Somebody was correcting him a couple of times, I noticed in a couple of his videos there. That was a couple of words. Well, your Spanish is a lot better than mine, that's for sure. So, but Dougie does speak Spanish, so that's a big bonus for living here in Mexico for sure. And I really wish, you know, if you're moving here, learn Spanish before you come. That'll your life will be a lot better. And it'll be easier to make friends. Mm-hmm. So
it's cheaper here in Jalapa. We're managing to, well, we're not too many budgets into it, but we are managing so far to only spend less than what we're earning. So that's a big win because that wasn't happening in Merida.
Yeah, our budget has really gotten better since we've moved here for sure.
Like dining out in Merida, if we went out, you know, to a sit-down restaurant, I mean, sure you can got taco stand and whatever, but you know, like a nice restaurant in Merida, it's minimum 1,000 pesos, and that's probably without drinks because we don't drink a whole lot.
Yeah.
Here it's under 500
so we don't drink
pesos.
anything.
Yeah, here we haven't had anything to drink. So without alcohol, dinner out in a very nice restaurant under 500 pesos. So.
Yeah, and that's in a nice restaurant, under 500 pesos.
Jack says his Spanish is getting worse instead of better. But you know what? My English is getting worse instead of better, so it must be an age thing.
Yeah, that could be an age thing too, Doug, right? Not just
Yes, the more Spanish I learn, the less English I remember. There's only so much room in this brain for stuff.
Yeah, people, if they ask me if I could speak Spanish, I tell them I could barely speak English, never mind Spanish. I used to work with this guy, and he'd joke around and say, I got 5 years of grade 6, man, don't bug me. Oh, he got a good kick out of that. So yeah, cost of living, I mean, we beat that to death too, so that's not, everybody knows that's not why we're here. We didn't move here because, we think we're going to save a pile of money living in Mexico, because you're not. So, I mean, you can, sure, absolutely, depending on what kind of quality of life you want to have. And where you live is also a big factor, right? Like anywhere else, right? Depending where you want to live.
I think, Doug, you arrived in Merida just after we left, so how are you finding the cost of living? Because I feel like, was he in Belize before Merida?
Yeah, he was traveling.
correct
He was traveling around. Yeah.
He says, my English is terrible too, I'll be mute soon.
I'll be mute, yeah. Well, I'm sure there's people that wish that I was mute. I'm sure.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just hand gestures.
Yeah. Yeah. I just watched
I think
that
that's
little.
my understanding of Spanish is the nonverbal language. That's how I understand what people are saying. It's the nonverbal language that goes with it.
Yeah.
I'm in Campeche right now. Oh, you weren't in Merida very long then.
No, he's just visiting Campeche. They set up a house in Merida. He must be just visiting. They set up a house.
We like Campeche.
Yeah, we really liked.
We met a lady that lived there for a while, and she did not like it.
Yeah, we're gonna go see her tomorrow. She's been in Mexico for 4 years now. So she just moved here from Campeche. She was living in Campeche. Before that, I couldn't even pronounce where she was anyway.
Starts with a T.
Yeah. But anyway, she was living in Campeche. She didn't like it there. She was having a hard time making friends there.
Tampico?
And I don't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah, she was having a hard time making friends, and she didn't like the expat community there. So we don't hang around with a lot of people anymore.
She's not the first single lady we've met that had troubles making friends.
Yeah.
So, and we're not single ladies, so we can't really help.
No, and we can't relate, right? Like you said, we're not female. Well, I'm not, and you're not single, so you are female, but you're not single. We'll just clarify that.
Doug says he can't stay anywhere too long. Are they after you, Doug? Are you on the lam?
Are you on the lam? Yeah, you're on the run. He's on the run, man. That's why he bought that combi, so he could fit in. He can hide out in the back of the combi. I really like that thing. That thing is sweet, man. It looks in really nice shape.
Daryl would love one.
Yeah, I would really love one. I asked him the price, but he wouldn't tell me. I asked him on his video there how much he paid for it, but he wouldn't spill the beans what he paid for it. He's keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
Must be stolen,
So,
maybe.
that's the difference between Canada and Mexico is...
the type of vehicles you see on the road.
Not the type of vehicles. The traveling around. It's not as easy in Canada. I mean, it should be easier, but because you're tied down to your life, you've got to earn that dollar, you've got to pay off that debt, etc. You're kind of a prisoner when you're in that lifestyle, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, that's the difference. You're in a rat race in Canada, whereas here it's so totally laid back.
Yeah.
And I had to change employers to be able to move around like we do. They wanted me to be stationary and stay put, and I just wasn't up for that anymore. I had to be on the road. So it's a 25-year-old vehicle.
Yeah, but it's totally redone, right? So if it's all redone by the looks of it. Looks like it's got a brand new paint job. I'm assuming the engine's been all redone. It looks like it's been rebuilt from top to bottom. I haven't seen under the hood or anything, but to me it looks like it's been rebuilt from top to bottom. Looks like it's been restored.
I thought it was older. 25 years old. Brings us to 1999.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet looking unit anyway. But I'm glad that, like, I would love to have one for a second vehicle to go camping and go to the beach with, but not one to travel with, because I want to go down the highway and I want to go 110 kilometers an hour. If I want to go 120 kilometers an hour passing a vehicle, 130 passing a vehicle, I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be in one of those combis going 90 kilometers an hour and not being able to pass somebody. I find those, you're the hazard that's on the road in Mexico, man. You're the hazard on the road.
I need a reliable vehicle. I want to know that when I get on a car for a road trip, that I'm going to have a lot of confidence that I'm going to reach my destination without hindrance. So I'm not okay with these old vehicles. And
Well, something like that. It was totally redone. Those things go forever, but
yeah,
yeah.
he says it's new everything, 90,000 kilometers max. Queen bed in the back. So very nice.
Yeah, I heard you say that on your video there. I was watching one of your videos where you said it would only go 90 kilometers max, so that wouldn't cut it for me, man. I want to be able to go a $130 if I want for passing vehicles.
Oh, I thought he was saying there's 90,000 kilometers on it.
No, it goes 90 kilometers an hour top speed. I heard him say that in another video. So it would be good for me. It'd be just for a second vehicle if I had money for a second vehicle. But I would also no.
We don't need a second.
We don't need a second vehicle. No, it'd just be a luxury, something I don't need.
We're stripping down to bare bones.
Yeah, but it'd be pretty
Only the
cool.
necessities.
Pretty cool to have. Maybe when I fully retire from YouTube. I would like to have a 4x4 too, so that would be kind of cool, you know. Anyway, I think
That's our cue.
that's our cue, yeah. Oh, I got it at the top and it missed out on the writing. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, my friends. And I think we're going to end the video here. I do believe we can start her off a little bit again, just to keep something playing in the background for a minute. But I think we pretty much covered everything, eh? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm sure if given time, we can come up with more things. But that's
Yeah,
that's
a little
enough.
bit of a comparison from living here in Mexico to living back home in Canada. You know, we could compare Alberta, like obviously the weather is better. Hey, thanks my friend for sticking around.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, the only place the weather would be similar would be Vancouver, really. You know?
To here, not to Merida.
No, to here.
Nothing in Canada compares to Merida,
No, nothing in Canada compares to Merida. No, nothing.
other than the cost of living.
Yeah, other than the cost of living, yeah. It's still cheaper in Merida, though. It is.
Yeah.
It's still. It
I-
is.
it's
It
gonna
is.
be
It
hard
is still cheaper.
To go back to a beach town, because I'm loving the cost of living here.
Well, that's what I was telling Jennifer. As soon as we leave here, we know that it's going to be more money. You know, even when we go to Mexico City area, I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more money over in the Mexico City area than it is here. A little bit. We'll see. I'm just guessing. I'm just assuming. So I know you should never assume anything, but yeah. And then obviously when we get over to Oaxaca, it's going to be more money as well. So we know that. So we are prepared for that. So anyway, that's it. That's all, my friends. Thank you so much for watching and being here with us today. God bless you all. Peace on earth. Give us a thumbs up if you like our content. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the interaction. Dougie P, really appreciate all your comments. Keith, loves loud cars. Travel donor, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These chats would be a lot more boring if it was just us
Yeah.
talking heads.
Absolutely
and
would
with
be.
no
Yeah.
interaction. So
Very, very
really
boring.
appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Our lives will go back to Wednesday again. We just switched it to today because of Valentine's Day, guys. So, yeah, back to Wednesday, 8 o'clock every Wednesday. And then my live on Monday now is going to be at noon. And I'm going to keep my lives going on Monday anyway. So, It'll be Coffee with a Canuck Monday at noon from now on, and I've already changed it in our description, so we're all good to go. And Friday's video will drop at 8 o'clock, my friends, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sunday's video, the same thing, Central Standard Time, and Monday live, Wednesday live, Friday regular video. Hasta luego, God bless.
Adios. Oh, Crazy Boy Radio.
Hey, Crazy Boy Radio, cheers.
Hola y adios.
Adios. Hola, goodbye.